Welcome back to this July 8th, this birthday edition, Tony Anseni's birthday, here on Friday Night Live as we wind things down. Our last segment. There's a reason why I fired myself for Friday Night Live during the football season. If you listen to the opening, I was giving you the baseball predictions from Tony Anseni. Go to our website, iowasportsconnection.com, and I alluded to them as softball as I go back in my ancient mind and retract from that first segment. So those were the baseball. I said softball, and I fumble, stumble, and bumble off, and that's why Mike Ferlazzo and Tony Anseni will be sitting here at the mic for 6 hours each and every Friday night, the award-winning Friday Night Live. And another reason why I brought this next gentleman here into our Hy-Vee High School headquarters, Curtis Anderson, to carry me the last segment from 620 KMNS, your sports show in my hometown, Sioux City, Iowa.
Well, there you go. You know, Mike, maybe you were thinking of the old-time fast-pitch softball days or something
Oh, yeah,
like that.
thank you. Well, whatever it was, you can use old often when you're referring to me and Tony. But I was looking back, I thought, what in the holy moly? I was going through them, and I knew baseball, but I had said softball prior to the opening and Tony's predictions, so people can send him nasty emails. You know how that happens when you start making predictions, Curtis?
You're always, the one thing wrong you get, you'll hear about it.
His disclaimer is always that these are just opinions of his. And anyway, well, I don't need your opinion. You do the analysis and see, for the most part, it's sometime the teams that are going to be coming down from Northwest Iowa, from a softball perspective, to Fort Dodge, and baseball in a few weeks down at Principal Park. Let's start with the larger classes and work our way down to teams on the softball side that you see coming down to Fort Dodge this year.
Well, right now, you got to look, we can start on 4A, and it's Sioux City East, the Black Raiders, 29-6 on the season. They made it to state last year, Mike. They have almost everybody returning, including Michaela Weaver on the mound, who has 163 strikeouts. She's a senior. Look for good things, but you got to remember down that line, getting there, East will if all favorites go, of course. You might see East versus Waukee on the way to state, another team that's pretty darn good in Class 4A. So we'll see what happens, but boy, East is loaded because they have so much experience. And you knew fast pitch softball, you know the last name Michelson, and Taylor Michelson, his daughter, he was the East coach, and of course, the old-time great fast pitch softball player from the area. Well, she bats .448. That's not too shabby.
Oh, especially with the changes this year.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing, .448.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So I would guess, they have to be the favorite. They were there last year, and this time they want to go there and make a dent. And I know it's tough in 4A across the state, but I like those Black Raiders. They are undefeated in conference, so they've claimed the conference a while ago, but their only losses, I believe they started 14-0 until they finally went across the state, and I think they ran into a Cedar Rapids team finally to get in the loss column. And so I'd say I'd stack them up there. They got a chance.
How about on the baseball side with the boys?
They have a chance, too.
Yeah.
There's one thing about East, I don't want to say anything bad about it. They have tons of talent. They can hit the ball. There's Dom Thompson-Williams. You'll be hearing his name for the next few years in multi-sports. He's a pretty darn good basketball player, too. Sophomore, batting .462, 57 RBI. He also can get on the mound, and I think he's 4-1 on the mound. They're 28-9, I believe. And the only thing that has gotten their way is your own little mishaps. If they can make sure they keep clean baseball, and not make those errors, they can make it dead as well. I'd say East is a pretty good ride for both softball and baseball.
Either one of the Heelan teams, any shot, softball or baseball, of advancing down in 3A?
Yes. Let's start with baseball. And Coach Osborne really has his team playing well. They are young, and I think a lot of people knew they were going to be young, but they do have a heck of a veteran, David Carey, and this guy
Going to play at Illinois, isn't he?
Oh, he is amazing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to play at Illinois.
.505 batting average, 12 home. Everybody knows about the kid. 37 RBI. He's one of those veteran leaders, but Coach Osborne has a young team that's 24-9. Here's my guess coming out of this area. I'd say Heelan or Sergeant Bluff Luton, because Coach Admire has a heck of a team down there too. 22-10. Those are probably the two. they would have to be the favorites. Whoever wins between those two of having a chance to make it down to Principal.
I know it's reaching a little bit over in Fort Dodge, but Tony's got St. Edmunds possibly getting down here to Principal out of 2A, and that's on the edge of your reach with 620 KMNS.
Yeah, well, St. Edmunds, I give grief to Tony. That's not a far reach. The team's always good, right?
Absolutely. And then in Class 1A, you've got St. Mary's of Remsen in baseball, always a solid contender to get down here to Principal as well.
Yeah, they play everybody, and they are good. But here is a 2A pick before you get there. Lawton Bronson, 27-4. They got two brothers, Matt and Luke Skinner. They're combined 13-1. Matt has a 1.26 ERA. Luke has a measly 1.71 ERA, and they're both batting over 400.
Well, in fact, we just got done talking to Jeff Blankman, and he said that is a team that they're keeping an eye out of from their region. The Lawton Bronson, they were very impressed at saw them play. I believe it was against Coon Rapids Bayard recently.
Well, and you look at the scores. I haven't had a chance to go see them this year, but you look at the scores and they're scoring runs, but I didn't realize their pitching was that good. I suppose you have to be at only 4 losses on the season, but yeah, they rumor has it, I know a couple baseball players that play against them, some friends' kids, and they're the real deal. So we'll see if they can get a little magic out of Lawton Bronson on that side. Hey, over to softball real quick. Hewlett has a chance. I think Hewlett's doing it. Coach Blondren has that team that lost a ton of players from last year playing well, and you got Larissa Ewell, 16-4 with a 1-1-4.
I'm up against it. You carried me on your shoulders the last segment, brother.
Hey, give me one more thing. Akron Westfield, I'm guessing state champs in softball again.
All right, man. Curtis Anderson, 620 KMNS, your sports show. I want to thank him. We'll be back next week on Friday Night Live on the Iowa Sports Connection Radio Network.